Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 2, and this is called Infection. Yeah, a lot happened in this episode. We do have the aftermath of, I guess Carl's friend dying, because of an infection, and we learn, I guess, a little bit more of what this infection means, and in this episode, a lot of people get infected, and there's a whole mob in the whole prison of zombies, and they have to get away from that. So there's half of the prison that's infected, and half isn't. So they're trying to separate them. If you hear a cough, they have to go somewhere else. So everyone who pretty much died weren't so important characters. They're more filler characters. The one important person that died, I guess, was one of the people's fathers, and this kind of shows how the children have to grow up, just like Carl had to grow up, and these two girls who Carl's getting under her wing have to learn that they have to be stronger. And one sister understands, says, yeah, I understand that, and she's actually the smaller sister. The other one's, no, I can't do it. I can't, that's my father, he just died. And then Carol's like, she has to be strong, you know, she can't be weak like this. And the sister just said, no, but she's not weak, she's just a little screwed up. And that's she's pretty much, you know, the children's development is not how it used to be now in the Walking Dead. And they're even younger than Carl's age. So you're seeing how it's different to grow up in this age even more. So she is a little screwed up. She doesn't really know what to do. Yeah, and then we also have zombies coming into this prison more, breaking down the fence because of this infection. I guess it's luring them into the prison a little bit more. And again, learning more about them not being safe anymore, because the prison was that safe place. It was a community in a zombie apocalypse. It was most safe that they can be. And now that they're not safe, it's like even Rick gets his gun now again, gives Carl a gun, and Carol's teaching them how to use guns to kids, and Carl's like, oh, do you want her to teach them, you know, or the parents don't know. And Rick says, you know what, I'm going to allow her to do it. I won't mention anything. So we're seeing a little bit more of a step up, saying, oh, it's war again. It's, the zombies are a threat again. And now with this infection, it seems like it's just going to get worse. Honestly, I don't think Walking Dead has been this good since Season 1. I'm going to say Season 2 and Season 3, there were episodes, many episodes, where they just prolonged, all they did was talk. And not character development talk, just talk. And I felt they didn't know what story they wanted to tell. And I think the story that they were telling wasn't as interesting as you wanted it to be. And now we finally have an interesting story with this infection. Is it like a swine flu? Is it because of the animals and like who's going to die because of it? How, in being in a prison that's so close to each other, who's going to get this disease? Question, is Judith gonna get the disease? You know, she did throw up, or is that just, you know, being a baby? I was looking on Twitter, so, or is that just her being a baby and stuff? And then Michonne's scene, oh my god, in this episode, Beth, you know, Beth has been a very good character in my opinion, just because she's a motherly figure, but she's also been strong, and that's been development since Season 3, and because Season 2, she wanted to commit suicide, and look at her now, that she's kind of a motherly figure, but also strong character also. We proved from last episode of that. So the baby throws up on her, and Michonne, she's like, oh, Michonne, hold Judith for me. And Michonne doesn't want to hold Judith. So now we're kind of learning more about Michonne. You know, her origins. Was she a mother, and did she lose her baby? Maybe she was an older sister, and she lost her baby child. But there's some connection there. And I think one thing I love about Season 4 is that we see Michonne opening up more, and her becoming more of a likable character. Because I think in Season 3 is like, oh, it's Michonne, this important character, but there's no reason to really like the character. There's no reason, like, feel for the character. And now she has that humor, she has that sarcastic humor, and also that emotion there. Like, you know, she's opening up more, and I think that's very important for her character. Yeah, but overall, I thought there's tension, which was great. That's what The Walking Dead we want. It's a horror show. But then there was emotion, good driven story, character development. Everything you wanted in an episode was here. You know, a good cliffhanger with Tyrese's girlfriend, who's actually the mother from Teen Wolf. If you watch Teen Wolf, you'd be like, oh, that's where I've seen her. But I had a feeling she was going to die. But she is affected, and it seems like the two people that started coughing, either someone killed them, or they killed each other before they could actually die. So, and again, who's going to be affected? Now, this woman who was kind of a main character, I would say more of a secondary character, and Tyrese's girlfriend, like how's Tyrese going to react to that? So just a lot of things you could talk about with this episode, and I think that's what's really important about Walking Dead is to have a lot of conversation about it. And there's just a lot of little things in this episode, which I feel what The Walking Dead should be about. It's not like, oh my god, this person died. And I feel that they had enough story where, yeah, people died, but there's the thing that drove the story more wasn't the death, but the other stories, other backgrounding stories, other layered stories. And that's what Walking Dead used to be. And then season 2, season 3, the biggest thing that always happened was, oh my god, she died, he died. And it was never more about that layered story. I would say, even in my opinion, the governor kind of disappointed. But with this, I just feel like it's another show again. It's like season 1, and it really has so many great elements this season. So yeah, great episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm still really intrigued how they're gonna be affected by this infection and exactly what is this infection. They gave hints in this episode, but we don't really know exactly how they got this infection. And will this prison be their home, or will they have to run? And I think, honestly, by the end of the season, I don't think they'll be in this prison. They're probably going to have to run again. And will that be good for the show, or will that be backtracking? I'm going to have a lot of fun, discovering that. But tell me in comments below, did you really enjoy this episode as much as I did? Because this has been one of my favorites in a while. I gotta say, since that tense Governor Andrea episode, that was a tense one. I think ever since then, this was as tense as that episode, I think, in my opinion. Because again, it just had every element that The Walking Dead's about in this episode. But again, tell me in comments below, what did you think? Guys, tell me in comments below. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situations. And don't forget to like my Facebook page. And of course, I'll be reviewing Walking Dead next week, where there's a new episode. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.